Stones in my infinity lane, and in the factory masterpiece. I call them twin bando, chopping out bacon. Low zone like I'm starting in the Matrix. I keep the cookie like my grandma made it.
We would've blessed it, should've just said. Now shit got messy. Smoking exotic shit with an exotic.
Foreign exchange to change. Fame came with the change. You get a strike for a stain.
Today is a sad, sad day, y'all. And we are a sad, sad group of people. And I mean it not in a good way. Shout out to the most self-destructive group of people on the face of the earth. Yeah, I said it. Shout out to the most self-destructive group of people on the face of the earth. And if you feel some type of way about that comment, then I want you to stop for a second, subtract your emotions from it, and I want you to take a look at everybody else. Look at the Asians. Look at the Hispanics or Latinos. Look at white people. Whoever you want to look at. Look at all of them and compare it to blacks. We are the most self-destructive people on the face of the earth. And we are our worst enemy. Facts. Takeoff, the quietest member of the rap group, the Migos, shot to death in Houston at 28 years old. I got so much to say. But let's get into this first, though. Rapper Takeoff went from the chart-topping group, the Migos, have been shot to death, and it's been confirmed he is dead. He died in Houston, Texas, at 28 years old. The star was killed at a bowling alley where he was playing dice with his uncle and bandmate Quavo on Tuesday. That's the news. A representative for the musician, his real name is Kershnick Carey Ball. The representative confirmed to the Associated Press that, yep, it was him and he is dead. And it was during a dice game and a gathering at a bowling alley. Migos were one of the most influential groups of their generation, pioneering a style of rapping, a kind of choppy kind of style. The triplets known as the Migos, the band. They split earlier this year, but they scored several international hits, including big songs like Bad and Bougie, Versace, and Walk It, Talk It, among all the other hits that they had on their resume. The shooting took place at about 2:30. That's 2:30 a.m. local time on a balcony outside the 810 billboards and bowling alley. Now, the police said that about 40 to 50 guests had been at a private party carrying on when someone opened fire. Security guards in the area heard the shots, but they did not see who fired the gun. I'm going to tell you right now, they saw who fired the gun. It ain't no way Quavo, Takeoff, two multi-millionaire young dudes are in the building at a private party and security is there and they didn't see who fired the shots. They saw who fired the shots. But I tell you what, we got this thing in a culture called no snitching and no telling, right? And over the years, that no snitching, no telling bullshit, it has turned into something that it wasn't meant to be. Snitching is when me and you do a crime together, because we criminals and we put in work together. And at the end of putting in work, I say you go left and I go right and we'll meet up later. I went right, you went left. I got caught and I called your name. I said, I'm not taking these charges by myself. Let me tell y'all who else was with me. That's snitching. When you up a gun, shoot off and kill somebody, that had no damn beef or business with your beef, and whoever sees it tells, that ain't snitching. That's not snitching. But according to how this new generation moves, and it be some old ass niggas in this new generation doing stupid shit and upholding stupidity. Yes, like I said when we started the video, we are the most self-destructive people on the face of the earth. And we continue to self-destruct at a rapid pace. Walking around here talking about, oh, being a rapper is one of the most dangerous jobs. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you have rappers out here that aren't putting themselves in certain places. They don't rap about certain things. And they don't hang around certain types of people. Therefore, a certain energy does not reach them. It's called accountability, man. In my humble opinion, Quavo had no fucking right being where he was at. And I know y'all are going to say, well, he's young, he's 28, he's supposed to party. Listen, for the amount of success, the amount of money, and the amount of fame that the Migos has, they should never be around niggas again. And you know what's funny is, when you get it out the mud, when you make it, when you come out the slums and you elevate and you get success, when you separate yourself from the shitty kind of your people and stop going to certain places where they hang out, where they congregate, where they gather, you know you're labeled as a sellout, right? But look at all the sellouts. All the sellouts are living in nice secluded areas. All the sellouts are able to send their children to the best schools. All the sellouts are living long enough to see their money get old and to watch their children and grandchildren come enjoy this money. Separate yourselves. It's hard to do, but it ain't selling out. Just like telling what the hell you saw ain't snitching. Hey man, Charleston White is out here talking his talk. And you see how they look like they all wishing death on Charleston White, right? And they all want to do something to him, right? Right. Sad shit is, Charleston White ain't telling no lies. It's niggas killing niggas, man. Black Lives Matter? Not to black folks. Listen, if I ever hear another person tell me Black Lives Matter again, they're going to have to roll out a long-ass resume and show me. Because we the only people that act like it really don't matter, yet we scream Black Lives Matter. From now on, I only want to hear Black Lives Matter from white folks. White folks and others, Asians, whoever, who really are down with black people and wish us the best. And they say, hey man, we got it a little bit better than you guys. Let me be on your side and say Black Lives Matter. Because I don't want to hear that shit from no more black people. Because all the black people I see screaming Black Lives Matter, they live contrary to that shit that they speak. When they arrived, according to the news, the shooting took place about 2:30 a.m. on a balcony outside the 810 Billboard and Bowling Alley. And police said about 40-50 guests were inside of a private party. You know, they in there turning up, popping bottles, dice games, all that. Somebody started firing a gun. The security guards gave an account to the news media saying they heard the shots. No shit. Everybody in there heard the shots unless they're completely deaf. There's gunshots going off inside of a closed space. But they didn't see who was shooting. Nobody is willing to come forward and point a finger and said, this is who was shooting. When they arrived, officers said they found a large crowd and a man in his 20s with a gunshot wound to the neck, head, neck area. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, there's a story that's floating out there, which I'm pretty sure it's probably rumors, but we don't know. The side story is that Quavo was the one that was playing dice, not Takeoff. Somebody said that one of the Migos, or Quavo, Takeoff was playing dice rather, and he started losing a whole lot of money, and he started acting up. And when he started acting up, the dudes from Texas started taking it serious, and it was Quavo and Takeoff's people who pulled out the ratchet and started bussing and ended up hitting their own person. I don't believe that shit, and I don't even want to hear it. I'm just telling y'all that you are going to see it out there because it's making the rounds. But I'm pretty sure that ain't what happened. I'm just upset that at this level of the game, you're earning millions. You still think it's okay to go hang around common folks? It's so hard for some of us to separate from our people because we really believe that they love us, when the truth of the matter is, jealousy and envy is a hell of a thing. There's a lot of other people out here that are trying to do what you've done, and they can't even get one foot in the door. Every time they see you, their blood bubbles and boils. They want to kill you. They wish you nothing but the worst, but they do it with a smile on their face. And they give you a dap and a pound and a hug and call you friend and homie, partner, bro. I wish Quavo and Takeoff were moving better than this. But what's done is done. Takeoff was identified as the victim by media outlets including TMZ, Variety, and The Hollywood Reporter. However, police told BBC News when they contacted them that they would not officially confirm the identity of the victim until they had notified the families. Reports about Quavo was also injured in the incident have not been confirmed. There's also something going around saying 2 other persons were shot, taken to the hospital. Some people are saying Quavo was shot as well as Takeoff. Takeoff died. Quavo is in the hospital, but he'll recover. We don't know how true that is at this point yet. Police actually confirmed, though, that there were 2 others that got shot and were taken to the hospital. It's still early. Takeoff's lawyer, Drew Finding, he told the New York Times that the rapper's death was a devastating loss, particularly for Atlanta. Man, this is a devastating loss for the entire culture. This is a devastating loss for African Americans, period. This is a devastating loss. This dude was a blueprint of how to be an entrepreneur, how to be persistent, how to hone your craft, how to raise your self-confidence and believe in yourself to a level where nobody else can touch your level of confidence, how to go out there and get it, and how to grind from the mud. Nobody gave them nothing. From zero to a multi-millionaire, all before the age of 30. And this is who y'all choose to kill. See, we have a syndrome in our community, right? We murder the goose that lays the golden egg. And you know what the sad part is? The sad part is those people who are pulling these triggers, if Quavo had, or anybody who is successful sits them down and say, listen, I'm going to tell you exactly how we did it, so you can follow this step by step and do it too. You know what? They wouldn't even try. Sad shit. And the reason they wouldn't even try is because they'll realize that, yo, that's too much work. That's too much dedication. That's too much sleepless nights. That's too much changing who I am now, as in how my parents look. I have to learn to give up some of my bad habits. I can't be smoking weed all day. I can't be getting drunk in the middle of the day. We have appointments. We have a radio interview coming up over here. We have a TV spot interview coming up over there. We got a promotional run. We got to be on stage at the awards at 8 o'clock tonight. We have this appointment. I got to be on a red-eye flight out to London to do this tomorrow morning. They can't handle it, but they wish for it. And they look at all the trinkets, you know, the nice cars, the girls, the fame that comes with it, the supposedly money in the bank, and they want it. But if you tell them how to get it, they'll say, hell no. His attorney said there was a sense of peacefulness about his aura. Mr. Fandling said the world was just starting to learn about Takeoff. It was his time to shine. And if you just watch Drink Champs with Nori, you would have seen Takeoff on there, and Takeoff said exactly that. He said, yeah, it's time to pop it. It's time to pop my collar. It's time to, I've been quiet all along. And he is the quietest member of the group. There's also word out there that him and Offset were not on good terms. We don't know how true that is. We do notice that Offset hadn't been with Quavo and Takeoff for a minute. But I hope whatever the difference is that they had, they were able to squash it before he passed, because that would be just sad as hell. You see, we live this life thinking we have forever, right? And the people that are important to us, we keep on putting it off. Yeah, we had a little spat. I'll make that shit up next week. I'll talk to Fool next year. And then somebody drops out of the picture. And there's no more I'm sorry. There's no more I hate you, I love you. It is what it is. It ends right there. So I hope that's a lesson to everybody as well. Tributes started being posted on social media. Somebody said forever a legend, and I can't believe this. Lil Pump wrote. Ja Rule posted emojis of a dove, and he sent love to the family and the friends. Music executive Cole Bennett tweeted that nothing makes sense anymore, nothing at all. And Juice WRLD posted a verse about Takeoff saying, it will never make sense. Takeoff was probably the most unproblematic rapper ever. Massacre, the actress, added, he don't bother nobody, and he stays out the way. Migos made up of Takeoff, Offset, and Quavo. They grew up in Lawrenceville, Georgia, a little history about them. And they came to represent the capital, Atlanta, arguably the spiritual home of trap music. Takeoff said that music had offered the band, who were all related, an escape from that poverty life. And he took full advantage of it. And he made something out of himself of it. He went from poverty to money ain't a problem. Growing up, I was trying to make it in music, man. I was grinding, which is just what I love doing. I didn't have nothing else to do, he told Fader in an interview. In my spare time, I'd record myself, find a beat, just making something and creating for me. I'd wait for Quavo to get back from football practice and I'd play some songs for him. Originally called Polo Club. The band made their debut as Migos in 2010. And they scored their first big hit with Versace, which received a remix from Drake in 2013. People are saying they're the Beatles of their generation, my man. They were that great. Their ascent, their climb up that ladder to success, halted briefly in 2015 when Offset was sent to jail following a police raid on the group's tour bus after a show at Georgia State University. Now, later that year, the trio issued a mixtape, Back to the Bando, which included hit songs Look at My Dab, which popularized the dabbing dance trend that was later picked up by athletes and even politicians. They went mainstream in 2016 with Bad and Bougie, a slow-burning success. Raindrops, Drop Top, spawned multiple memes. They went viral. I think the Migos are the Beatles of their generation. A slow-burning success. It topped the charts 2 months after it was released. Thanks partly to an enthusiastic endorsement from actor-rapper Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino. People were sleeping on that song. And Childish Gambino put a twist to it. And 2 months after it dropped, it took off. What I'm trying to say with all that is this. At the end of the day, right? We being the worst set of people on the face of the earth, as far as being the most self-destructive set of people on the face of the earth, We need to fix this about ourselves. I remember the great Tupac Shakur saying, nobody could wipe us off the face of the earth, only us. Unless we choose to walk off this motherfucker. It's sad. It's sad to see how we continue to do each other. And then we expect others to look at the way we do each other and still respect us as a people. Tell me when last you seen white people kill one of their own superstars. I'll wait. Hispanics, I'll wait. I'm going to just leave this one right here. Tell me when last you seen white people or Hispanics, Latinas, all of them kill Asians, kill one of their own superstars. We came from people that were on friggin' plantations. And the first time in history, we get to see the most young black millionaires. And yet, they die like flies at the hands of their own. Damn it, man. Rest in peace to a great one. Not a good one, a great one. You came, you saw, you conquered. At 28 years old, you lived a life that some 98-year-olds didn't live, didn't get a chance to experience. All the places you've been, things you did, and the impact that you left. Rest up easy, King. Gone too soon, but will never be forgotten. I'm out. Peace.